But I kept that a secret from my wife for an entire year, which was really hard.
Yeah.
And it was so hard to do. And then I remember at the end, I sat on the floor while she sat on the couch because I didn't want to like give anything away and I didn't want to like see her reaction to the episode. And then when it ended, I remember looking back at her expecting big things. She went, I mean, I kind of knew. She was like, I think she gathered it. Like, because I kept coming, like, there were like things she would catch and I would cover up with a lie, be like, well, no, because they actually did something on our set where they had Brian, there was clearly a funeral scene that was being shot, but they had Brian show up to set.
This is Brian Cox.
He got papped. Brian Cox, yeah, he got papped. And Matthew McFadden's not in that scene at all, so there was like online speculation, like, oh, maybe it's his funeral.
Yeah.
And Brian was there in costume. They had him dressed in costume to sort of, but things still snuck out, and I had to just lie to my wife for a year. And no payoff.
But because I remember that you were amazing in that funeral. That breakdown is just astonishing that you do. But was the church full of extras who then went out and blabbed and went, you'll never guess what we've just done?
That's what's crazy, is it was full of people that all knew what it was. Because, I mean, some of the people had what are the fucking things called at a funeral? The things.
I went off and I didn't
order of
remember
service.
Sure, yeah, and some of them had a different character on it. Some of it was like James Cromwell's character, but James Cromwell's actually in the funeral, and he gives a speech, so it's a little bit weird. I don't know why they're doing that. I clearly am talking about my father in there. But that was extraordinary that it didn't leak. And also the way that we shot it. They filled the church with background actors, 5 cameras. We shot on film, so they had to, like, you know, constantly reload. And there was no rehearsal, there was nothing. The director, Mark Mylod, just stood up at the thing with the microphone and just explained, like, we're just going to run the whole funeral procession from the casket coming out of the car at the front, and then the guy who ran the funeral actually runs funerals at that church, and we just ran the entire thing for about an hour. We just did a funeral service. And without a rehearsal, but we'd all read it, but we never talked about it. And then it was like, when it was my turn to go up, I'm getting up, and in the script I'm supposed to be interrupted by somebody else, but we never talked about it, and I'm seeing it, and it was just like an amazing way to do something. We just shot the entire thing all in one, and then it took about an hour to reset, and then we ran another funeral service, and that was pretty much it. We did it twice. A couple little pickups. Yeah. It was cool.